We start the episode north of the wall with Bran downloading the past while Mira takes him for a sled ride through the woods. She cries and grabs his face like, "Wake up, motherfucker." He wakes up and he's like, "Oh, you didn't get us away quick enough." Then some guy turns up on a horse and kills everything on screen, swinging fire around like it was nothing. He throws Bran and Mira on his horse and fucks off into the woods. Sam and Gilly are riding in a box on the way to show his new family off to his parents. Gilly's like, "This place is awesome." And then Sam's like, "Yeah, but don't tell my father about you being a wildling and that." They get greeted by Sam's overbearing mother and sister. He introduces them and is like, "This is my son Samwell." Then Sam's like, "Where's my dad and bro?" But they're off hunting in the woods, not giving a shit about Sam's homecoming. King Tommen and the High Sparrow talk about Marjorie's walk through town she has to take to pay for her sins. Then the High Sparrow throws Tommen a bone and lets him see his missus. She's all like, "I need to make up for my sins." Tommen's like, "Sure, but you looked after the poor folk," and she's like, "Nah, I just made myself look better than I was really." Gilly dresses up to meet the in-laws and Sam can't keep his mouth shut. Awkward dinner with the in-laws after Gilly is like, "Sam killed the White Walker and took me from my home north of the wall." Randall's like, "You did it to mock me and the family name, you shit. You'll never get my land or my sweet sword." After dinner, Sam's like, "I'm sorry for my dad," and Gilly's like, "It's alright. He's a bit of a shit, but you're cool, so no worries." Sam leaves and quickly returns like, "I ain't leaving you with my family, you're coming with me," and nicks his dad's sword. Arya is enjoying a bit of theatre. She watches the purple wedding unfold, which she finds quite amusing. She sneaks off backstage to poison the Lady Crane's rum. Arya gets caught by Lady Crane and she's like, "What are you doing here?" Arya's like, "I wanted an autograph," and then she tells her to change the script and is like, "I need to go, my dad's waiting for me in the car." Comes running back in and is like, "Don't drink that rum because the pretty actress wants you dead. See you later." The other girl is in the shadows watching Arya. Arya gets needle back from a secret stash. The other girl is sent after Arya with Jack and like, "Don't let her suffer because she's cool really." Tyrell army come marching up through the narrowest street in Westeros. Mace looks like a twat and Jaime's like, "Let's go." High Sparrow is giving a speech, then Jaime turns up with an army and he's like, "Give Marjorie and Loras back." High Sparrow's like, "Nah, I can't do that, mate." Jaime rides up the steps and is like, "You sure about that?" High Sparrow's like, "I got your king, bitch." Tommen's like, "I'm a holy man now, so no worries, people." Jaime gets sacked by his nephew/son and is sent to the Riverlands to take back Riverrun. In the Riverlands, Walder Frey's like, "How the fuck did you two dicks lose Riverrun? Take it back and show the Blackfish the knife that killed Robb Stark and his family. Oh, and take Edmure back with you, you fucking idiots." Back at King's Landing, Jaime is like, "I'm gonna kill the High Sparrow for getting me sacked." Cersei is like, "Nah bro, go to Riverrun." Jaime is like, "You need me here with you, with your trial coming up soon." Cersei is like, "I got the mountain bro, so no worries." Back up north, Bran and Mira are chilling around the campfire with their Uber driver. Bran's like, "Who the fuck are you, mate?" And he's like, "I'm your fucking uncle, you shit." Uncle Ben tells him about how he got stabbed by a White Walker and was saved by the children. Benjen is like, "You're the new three-eyed raven now, kid. You need to learn how to use your powers properly." Dany is riding a horse in the desert and is like, "How many ships do I need?" Daria's like, "More than anyone has. Oh, and by the way, you're a conqueror." She tells him to wait and fucks off on a horse. Time passes and Daria's like, "Where the fuck did she go?" Drogon comes flying over with Dany and everyone's like, "What the fuck?" Dany is like, "I'm off to Westeros to take my throne back, who's coming with me?" Credits roll up and we have to wait until next week to find out what happens. This week's theme was all about family, whether it was through direct contact or implied. We got to see Sam's hard-ass father and meet his sweet mother, and we really saw how Sam was treated before joining the Night's Watch. I really liked that Sam took all the shit off his dad while Gilly was trying to stand up for him. It showed that Sam is really terrified of his dad, even though he's killed a White Walker in a thing. Is Sam going to be travelling back north with Gilly and Little Sam? Now that he has his family sword, and he knows that they need Valyrian steel to fight the White Walkers in the north, we could be seeing him travelling back up there. Arya was watching her family fall apart through the play, and I think this is what is driving her back to Westeros. Having seen the shit that has gone down in King's Landing, I think we can expect to see her go back there in the near future. The other girl who trained with Arya could also be going through some sort of test set up by Jaqen, as she seems to hold a grudge against Arya, which is something the faceless men frown upon. We could possibly see Arya killing her as she owes the God of Death one life after saving Lady Crane. Seeing the Lannisters and the Tyrells come together to get Marjorie and Loras back was cool. Even though it didn't work out for them, I liked how they banded together to keep their family alliances in one piece. With Jaime getting kicked out of the Kingsguard, this frees him up to have a good plotline of his own. Going to Riverrun where he'll likely meet Brienne again. Could we see Jaime teaming up with the Blackfish and flanking Winterfell with the Lannister and Tully armies? Bran meeting his uncle Benjen, the first family member he's seen since going north of the wall. Could we finally get to find out the mystery behind Jon's parents through Bran's visions and Uncle Benjen's word we could find out that Jon is the heir to the Iron Throne. Speaking of Jon, I couldn't help notice that he was missing from this episode, which isn't a bad thing, as it could mean that next week is all about what is going on between Jon and Sansa in the north and with the Blackfish in Riverrun. Hopefully we get to see Walder Frey meet his end after the savage events of the Red Wedding, and finally Dany using her dragon to gain the support of the Dothraki. This is how I wanted to see her get the support of the Dothraki in the first place. It seemed as though she killed their leaders and gained their loyalty and trust right from the get-go. But I do understand that they saw her come out of the fire like a god, and I can see why they follow her. That's all for this week's episode. If you like this video, you should check out some of our other videos, and don't forget to leave a like, maybe leave a comment on what you think will happen, and subscribe to keep up to date with all of our latest videos. ShedNet out.